and welcome to semi-finals day. There's something very special when you get to the one table at the Crucible Theatre.
It's really difficult getting to these stages of this particular tournament, so obviously delighted to make it on my second appearance in the semi-finals.
Obviously this is a big situation. I'm delighted to be able to play in the semi-final. I'll try and enjoy it and not waste the opportunity.
It's a wonderful start from Anthony McGill. Well, he struck that really well.
He hit it very well indeed. Kieran Wilson's got his first frame on the board. An intriguing opening session. I'll tell you what, Anthony McGill has got him bang under the cosh.
And it'll be a very relieved Kieran Wilson. It's 5-2. And Anthony McGill takes this first session by 6 frames to 2.
There's work for that man to do.
He's clawing it back against Anthony McGill.
He is in the mood.
There are 2 people in this fight, so you're going to have to take a few punches.
Kieran Wilson right back in it, and that lead is now cut 8 frames to 7. And they go into this evening tied at 8 frames apiece.
These 2 players have given us a fantastic semi-final.
Oh, that's a good pot.
Anthony McGill will be delighted. He's back in the lead at 9 frames to 8. Played this well.
It's won the frame and leveled things up once more.
That's the 72nd century in this year's championship. 11 frames to 10.
Not one of those players that's going to get frightened of the winning line either. In his 4th century. He now leads Anthony McGill by 13 frames to 10.
What a time to make your first century in the semi-final. What a wonderful display they've put on for us here. It's Kieran Wilson who leads by 13 frames to 11.
Of 2020 on BBC Two. Good afternoon to our commentary team, Stephen Hendry and Dave Farah.
Thanks very much indeed, Jason. Well, all of the build-up, all of the talk, all of that pressure slowly building, and with a nod to Anthony McGill's entrance music, by the end of this session, one of them will feel like a punctured bicycle. It does that to you, this place.
Interesting watching both players backstage. Kieran Wilson looked by far the more nervous, looked twitchy, blowing his hands. Whereas Anthony McGill was just, stood still, no emotion whatsoever. Sometimes it's not worth reading anything from that because everyone's different. Everyone reacts from their nerves differently. I mean, before I'd be in a dressing room, I'd feel like I'm going to throw up. I'd be nauseous in the dressing room. But as soon as you get out there, it just goes. But looking back, that was when I played my best snooker, when I was at my most nervous. So you can't really go by the way Kieran Wilson looked, but he definitely looked the more twitchy of the 2 backstage.
Well, when Kieran Wilson made it 13-10 last night, I think most people watching would have expected him to come into this session 14-10 in front. But what a break from Anthony McGill, his first century at the Crucible this year, and what a time to produce that glorious break of 136. McGill is holding on like a man who won't go away.
All through the championship, you've heard us talking about winning mini sessions, 4 frames win 3-1, 8 frames win 6-2, 5-3, but at this stage now, it's 1 frame at a time. That's all you can do. Very good safety shot there from Anthony McGill.
Well, the safety battles between them have been really interesting so far, and they've been scattered throughout this match, and they may just prove decisive.
John was talking about players finding out about themselves at this stage, and it's finding out whether you can play your best snooker when there's the most pressure out there. You know, after the match, if you lose it, you go home, and after a few days you think about it and say, well, I actually played my poor snooker when the most pressure was on, and that's what it tells you about yourself, whether you can handle it. Good cue ball.
What a picture that is. Very nearly a worse mistake than it turned into from McGill.
Foul. Anthony McGill, 7.
It's not the 7 points that will bother Kyron, and that's just bad luck. It's where the cue ball will be and what chance it might give Anthony McGill. There are some nerves out there, Stephen, I think.
Yeah, it's a massive afternoon for both players. Not even close. Yeah, it's a huge afternoon, huge pressure, but this is what playing at this level is all about. Can you produce when there's this much pressure? Can you find another gear?
Well, he was searching out the back of that green. I think it's fair to say it's the start we might have expected. A reminder, by the way, that the number is 17. Kyron 4 frames away, Anthony 6. And the prize is the glory and the publicity and the whole world that awaits you in the world final. Takes you to a different level. Nearly 10 minutes in this opening frame. Still, no one has potted a ball intentionally. Gives you a great idea of what these players face. It's the Crucible ballet. The cameramen moving into position, and the players too. Now, after such an edgy start, particularly from Kyron Wilson, it's another poor cue ball. It's an opportunity for Anthony McGill. After 11.5 minutes, we have a pot. It was a jumpy one as well.
Not the most appetizing table. You could hardly call this a chance to, or a good chance to score a lot of points.
Six. 7.
Oh, he's the wrong side of the blue. He stared at the cue ball there, trying to will it to roll a couple more times. That illustrates the point Stephen was making about what a difficult table it is. All he could do was play safe.
Thank you.
So far, Stephen, it's the kind of opening frame Anthony McGill would have dreamt about, isn't it?
It's the kind of opening frame I'd have nightmares about. I mind dreaming about it. But he looks very composed to me, Anthony McGill. How aggressive is Karen going to be with this shot? It's a little bit careless because that... he's been okay. The red stopped just in time. But that was always the path that red was going to take. I'm sure Karen wants to play a safety shot to get some reds into the open. Very good. Very good.
Don't know how we're going to cope with genuine applause in the final, potentially.
Foul, and a miss. Anthony McGill 4.
He hasn't settled at all. And that wriggles in for Anthony McGill. Now can he develop this into a chance?
6. Seven. 13.
Well, he took it on.
Anthony McGill. 13.
It's ended up safe. Calculated risk there from Anthony McGill. That was an attempt at the kind of aggressive safety that you'd been talking about, Stephen.
Yeah, the black's been brought into play. Starting to get into a position where a mistake might prove costly to a one-visit win. Needs some help from the green here, and he hasn't got it. So this is a little tester for Kyron Wilson, normally so reliable at these kind of shots. Pumping them in at pace, done round the cushions. There's a little gap. The three reds sort of surrounding a black spot and getting behind them. Could bring rewards this shot if he pots it. He didn't manage to find a path around the back of those three reds. Cannoned one of them, but it's not too bad. Pink to right middle. Not easy, and there's pressure on it. If he misses it, you have to think it would cost him the frame. Black is also an option, but I think pink's the shot. Yeah, good solid pot.
That red was his first pot in terms of match time in nearly half an hour.
7.
Two very solid pots. And he always knew that he'd have this one available.
Eight.
This would be quite a decent psychological blow if Kyron Wilson was to win this frame in this visit now. Came to the table 36 behind, and McGill looked pretty good in the shots that he played. Didn't really have a chance when he was in to win the frame in one visit.
$13. $14.
A great piece that our team did sort of at home with the Wilsons yesterday. And the family were laughing at how serious Kyron always looks at the table. Completely different person off it.
$21.
Can be very dangerous to think the table image of a snooker player is the person. Not always the case.
22. $28. $29.
The black
35.
only being available to one corner pocket is the reason why Karen is concentrating on the pink so much. Love to get a chance to play for that red that's just to the right of the black. I think it goes to the left corner. Scores level now in this frame.
Given where the scores
42.
are, and given the way this session started, this would be a huge blow. It's also allowed Karen Wilson to settle, having not looked at all settled. There's the target. 30 more points to leave McGill requiring a snooker.
$43. $50. $51.
Well, he's on the right side of the blue, but now it gets interesting for Karen Wilson. This is where his opening frame will be won and lost.
$56. $57.
So
64.
28 ahead, 43 remaining. This
65.
red and black. And Kyra will be on his way to making it 14-11.
Yeah, this has been a wonderful break by Karen Wilson, starting from that long red.
72.
Really has taken these very well. Had that cue ball
73.
under tight control the whole way through the break. Anthony will be a little bit disappointed. His safety play was actually very good, Anthony McGill. And just with that one shot, just left that
80.
red over the right corner pocket. He's been punished for it. Very impressive start.
82.
Yeah, perfect start in the end, and having looked so unsettled for the opening moments,
85.
he is now into a rhythm.
'89.
Looking for his 8th century this
94.
year's Crucible. And this would be century number 75 of this World Championship.
Karen Wilson. 94.
Talk about cursing it. It's enough, though, for Kyren Wilson.
After an edgy start, he takes the opening frame of the session, and now he leads 14.
Of Anthony McGill. A lot of this as well, John, will depend on who handles the pressure.
Well, very much so. That'll definitely be one of the factors that will be involved in it. But I have to say that was a cracking long red. It might look like much, but when you've been playing for 20 minutes in a hard-fought frame, and this is the first one you look at, it was a good clean pot. Okay, little bit fortunate where the cue ball finished there, but it still left him a pressure pink in the middle, which he knocked in. So it was a great contribution from Kyren.
And potting a red like that, Steve, given what's at stake, it's probably massive for the confidence too.
Yeah, but they're making the most of it even more so. And that the pink afterwards was arguably harder, but an obvious shot. But yeah, the opening balls are always nice ones to get in. But he settled down once he got those couple of balls on in the pockets. That was ominous, I felt. Yeah, that was a statement of intent, and that's the type of play that gets you in a final. You know, taking that frame when it's not going your way, when it's been scrappy, it looks like he's there to do a job today. Obviously, it's early. You know, when we're swayed by what we see, we're always sort of swinging to and fro. But that looked like somebody who wasn't shy of the finishing line. I know there's a long way to go.
Yeah, and John, when Steve talks about that finishing line as well, are you very much frame by frame, or can you afford to look up at the scoreboard and think 17 is the magic number, I'm getting closer?
Well, you obviously do for a second. You know, it wouldn't be human nature not to look at it when you're sitting in a chair and it's right there in front of you, so you're going to see it. But you've just got to go back to the basics of one ball at a time, one break at a time, play one frame at a time. Just keep winning them. They all add up if you win them. It's just as simple as that. Yeah. You can't really take your eye off it.
It's a simple equation.
Yeah, and the thing is, when you're playing, it's not fast games. One of the fascinations about snooker is you've got all the time in the world to crack up. Okay, we've all been there. When you're playing a break, there's a million things go through your brain that you have to get rid of while you play. It's lovely if you can just stay in that moment, but things float in your mind. You think, oh, if I win this frame, you've got to keep on, get out of my head. Next frame. Oh, what happens if I miss this shot? Oh no, if he gets back in, get out of my head. You've got to keep on getting rid of all these. That makes the game so much easier.
There was a lovely line in one of the post-match quotes in the earlier rounds from Barry Hawkins, John. And Barry obviously knows what it's like, runner-up in 2013, where he said, today I had to concentrate and double concentrate.
Yeah, well, even that's not good enough sometimes, but this game will drive you mad.
Back we go.
It's a lonely place, this arena. And sometimes we're just the ghouls and the demons for company. That's a terrific long pot from Anthony McGill. Poor break-off shot from Kyron Wilson.
Four. Five.
McGill does seem to have mastered the ability of looking forward and not behind, of erasing what has just happened. He did it gloriously in the final frame yesterday evening. Can he do it again here with Wilson 3 frames from victory?
He's just stopped in his tracks there, just looking to see when he puts his pink, where is it going to go? The blue spot's available, then that'll tie up blue and pink. Black's already tied up.
11.
Don't know if the blue or pink will pot tie the middle pocket. Doesn't look like it. And he didn't actually play a very good shot onto this red either. It's a thinner cut than he wanted. Long way away.
Anthony McGill. 11.
Now, choice for Kyron here as he play off the main bunch of reds. And there's 2 reds that look like they're going towards the left corner at the bottom of the pack. Or does he just play a safety? The red that's next to the black, just bring the black into play. It's dangerous if he plays off the main bunch. Yeah, he's looking there. We'll go close to the corner pocket, but I don't think he'll risk playing off the bunch. Just for that reason. Well, he has done. Yeah, that was a risk. That was a risk. And as the brown come to his rescue, it has. There is a red towards the right corner pocket, but not as easy as this one would have been. Surprised Kyron played that shot. Sometimes you get down to them shots and almost kind of, well, I hope it goes in. To play this with a lot of left-hand side. Bring the cue ball back up the table in a straight line. Avoid it. Try and avoid it going into those reds in the main bunch. That's a very good shot.
1.
Unlucky. It looked to have been a nice kiss on the blue and pink. And the cue ball had just gone on another couple of inches. Nice pink into the middle. Played this well though.
Good shot required here. Good chance awaits.
Thanks. 3.
A little shake of the head there. This red is not easy to manoeuvre the cue ball, to get the cue ball back up the table. I don't think he'll play a cannon on the black. So I think he's got to find the gap between the black and the main bunch of reds. So then it's with the left-hand side, run inside. And we did play the cannon on the black, and that's not worked out too bad at all. Took a risk there, and it may have paid off. Okay, not easy to get on the next red, because nothing goes.
A good pot was required.
He's actually very unlucky there. Played a great
11.
shot. Played that with a load of right-hand side. Take the cue ball into that red. He cannoned the red he wanted to. They just got it too thick. Half ball on the right-hand side as we look. He'd been perfect on the red to left corner. This is good stuff from Anthony McGill to keep this break going.
It's one of those, isn't it? He's battling hard for every point, a little like he did in the first frame of the session. And he knows that having battled, he can't give the chance away.
Yeah, the shot here is to play the yellow and go into the main bunch, but you can't play that if there's any plants towards the right corner pocket. So obviously you don't want to knock a red in, so he's looked at a couple of the sets of reds that are going towards to see if he can just play the plant. Just okay, play for the bottom red to left corner.
14.
Cue ball came off in a slightly square angle off the first cushion. You want to be further down the table, obviously. Once again, he's going to have to play this from right-hand side if he wants to go into the reds. Unless there's a plant to the left middle. It's been anything but easy this break so far. I really had to work to keep it going. There's the side into the reds. It's okay, red to right middle.
22. He's
finally working himself into a position now, trying to reap the rewards that he deserves in this frame. This time, it's come out perfectly
30.
for him.
Great shot there of the spin and the cue ball going into the bun shreds. Played to perfection. And now,
31.
after all that hard work, the first 20 odd points, he was really struggling to keep the break going. This is his reward now. Everything in perfect position. Ooh. Well, that'll sharpen his concentration up.
38.
Now they give him a little fright.
39. $46. 47.
McGill just showing his opponent he's not going to go anywhere. Very impressive reply
54.
to Kyron's excellent break in the first frame of this session.
55.
Great resilience. What a pot that is.
62.
It looked like this was going to the near knuckle at first.
$63.
Can be so dangerous in this sport to start to read too many narratives into it. Wilson steals the frame, and we think he's moving ever closer to the final. And McGill is going away, but in reality, the Scotsman is teak tough, and he's
71.
responded. Now the pressure go back onto Kyron Wilson. It's been hugely impressive.
$78. $79. $83. $84.
Little smile to himself from Anthony McGill. Extreme pressure, but he's enjoying it. Well, the miss on the blue. But John Parrott said they'll find out a lot about themselves. And Anthony McGill is discovering that he can cope. Kyron Wilson leads by 14 frames to 12.
On the Scot, the kind of break that what, Steve?
Well, I mean, that was ominous. Ominous. It's a type of snooker that could get you in the final. and shows that he's not afraid of the finishing line.
Should we just play Steve's answers from the frame before, John?
Yeah.
For the rest of the afternoon?
It's honestly, he's a curse. He really is.
I'm starting to agree with Alan McManus. It's going to be, it's all the way on the pink or the black.
Yeah.
What a great break that was. Wow. I mean, I'm not saying there haven't been great breaks here. He potted, he took a risk, but he broke the black out. The black was brilliant. He played it with some left hand, right hand side to keep on the reds. So many missable shots. Superb.
It's funny, actually, because of the way he goes about it and his demeanour around the table and everything, he doesn't actually get the credit for what he's doing there. There was at least 2 shots with run inside he went into the pack with. I mean, the break started off, the first 20-odd points in it were horrible. There was smelly little shots all the way through it. And he negotiated all of them. That was an absolutely fabulous break.
Yeah, what drama. And who knows how long this will go.
Oh, pot success. McGill ahead in that stat. Long pot success, he's ahead in that. And yet, he's 2 frames behind. The highest break. But the most important stat is the one that he's behind. Safety ahead as well. Never believe in these stats. Mean nothing.
Yeah, there is definitely only one stat that matters.
1.
A little acknowledgement that there was a touch of fortune there.
This black looks beautiful just to screw into the reds. Main bunch. So maybe it's just a little bit thinner than it looks on in our view. But the 4 reds, the line just below the pink, if you can get into those. He doesn't look like missing at the moment, Anthony McGill.
Six. Seven.
He's certainly not playing like someone who's ranked 39 in the world. And obviously he'll be going higher after this tournament, but you just wonder when you can play like this on the biggest stage, where have you been? He has been in the top 16, he has won a ranking event. He has been to the quarterfinal here before, but has had a long spell out of the limelight, as it were.
He breezed through qualifying in great form, and he's brought it here. And the resilience he's shown so far has been something else against Lazowski, and then Clark. He trailed 8-2. And then Mafflin. And he just won't go away.
19.
Took his eye off the
McGill.
pot.
19.
Unexpected slip here from McGill.
Strange cue ball. Imagine McGill's shot as well. Don't know why it's ended up there. Let's see if there's any sign of. Cue ball did leave the surface of the table. So maybe give Anthony the benefit of the doubt there, and it was a bad contact, and that's a very poor safety shot from Karen Wilson.
Does have those little lapses in concentration on some of the simple safety shots, Karen Wilson. It's not the first time we've seen that. Fantastic talent though, who has really shone in these championships. He wanted some help there from the bounce. This time he's left a chance.
You know, hopefully we want to finish in the black, but there's 4 colours available for Kyron.
1.
Up that end of the table. But looks to have finished absolutely perfectly on the black. Red closest to the black spot is available. It's the left corner. Empty seats, but if they were all full, there'd be the same silence in the Crucible at the moment.
Eight. Nine.
The terrifying, nerve-shredding silence of the Crucible. Full or empty.
Well, he's a
16.
brilliant player with a rest, but this will test him.
%91 is his rest pot success throughout the tournament. He's renowned as one of the very best in the game.
17.
Proves it once again. He made that look so easy.
Yeah, played at a nice pace as well. But yeah, he is very reliable. Not sure what kind of angle he's got in the black. Can he play for this red to left corner? He's coming around to look at it, so he must have that angle in the black. And he'd just like to finish low, slightly low in the red, so he can just nudge those 6 reds. Maybe bring another couple into play. Yeah, that's pretty good. Just brush off the reds and send the cue ball up the table
24.
for blue, yellow or brown. And just try and open 2 or 3 reds here. Hmm.
25.
I wouldn't have played it like that myself. That was always going to be tricky. I mean, if you're going to play it with screw, put some left-hand side in it, send the cue ball up the table, so you're guaranteed on a colour. Put all his eggs in one basket there, playing for the black. And this is missable. There's pressure on this. Yep,
Kyle
black
Wilson.
was tough.
25.
I mean, you're playing it slow drag. It's very easy to decelerate and just flick a bit of side on and miss it thin. The shot before, I think he could have played better.
One.
So McGill's miss into that same pocket has not cost him the frame.
Black ball. Eight. Nine.
Nerveless pot there.
Fourteen. 15. $22.
Doesn't play any shot without thinking about all the consequences. Puts every effort into every shot.
$23.
The way he's played that, I presume the bottom red of the 2 together goes to right corner. Still looking.
29.
Oh, maybe the other red goes as well, so expect Anthony to win the frame from here. Already 23 points in front. These 3 easy reds will be enough to secure the
30.
frame.
We talked about the blow landed by Kyren, but this would be a real triumph for Anthony McGill if he could close the gap to 1.
36. $37.
Needs to maintain his focus.
$44.
Frame ball coming up.
45.
Kyren Wilson was in with a chance of extending that lead. But a poor positional shot and a miss black.
52.
And Anthony McGill is right back on track here.
53. $60. $62. $65.
That missed red to middle could have cost him the frame.
$69.
But he's taken this second opportunity. And he is full of confidence now, this Scot.
$74. $80.
Given the circumstances, you can only have extreme admiration for Anthony McGill. Nerveless once again, and he reduces the deficit to 1. Wilson leads by 14 frames to 13 now.
What a semi-final we have on our hands. And Steve and John, Anthony's played some really elegant snooker this afternoon.
This is fabulous stuff from both players. I mean, wonderful last 2 frames he's playing Anthony McGill, but we're going to show a couple of shots that Kyren played here. And it's interesting, Stephen mentioned on commentary, and I fully agree with him, the one thing you play in that shot, you know the balls are going to open. Generally, if you play that shot and you play it with run inside, you can take the cue ball up the table, and then Stevie's got left with this one.
Yeah, I mean, there have been some comments about Kyren that the weakest part of his game is his positional play, that he leaves himself a bit too far away from the ball sometimes. That shot where he putted the red and smashed into the reds, there was an area where he left himself that was the place that gets you into trouble, you know. So you have to make sure that you get on a ball properly. And it wasn't that hard to put a bit of side spin on that cue ball and then flick it up for the blue. Maybe he misjudged how the cannon was going to come off the red, I don't know, but you leave yourself missable balls under the severest of pressure, you're going to miss a percentage of them. So he let Anthony McGill off the hook in that. He must wonder actually what's going on to that, because he's come out in the first frame, played beautifully, and Anthony McGill has responded so well, looked so strong. I mean, just, you know, I must admit, I didn't think really Anthony had this in him, but you're great to be proven wrong.
Yeah, absolutely, because if he does get an opportunity, he's still got to be patient and take his chance. hands, and the way he's moving about the table, there is no sign of any pressure or any nerves, John.
No, his temperament has been brilliant right from the start of this tournament. I mean, even when he's behind in other matches, and you know, but this is the most important match of his life, and he's showing his best form again. I mean, the opening session when he led 6-2 was the best I'd seen him playing the Championship. He's now playing to that level again, and the last 2 visits he's had to the table here have been superb.
But how does Kyron stamp his authority back on the semi-final, Steve?
I don't necessarily think you can try to do that. You just have to play a frame at a time. But maybe that's gone now. Maybe it's just a mad fight to the finish, because they both seem to be so equally matched. You wouldn't like to lose this session 3-1 after winning the first frame in such style, but I don't know. You know, you're out there and you're enjoying the challenge, but you don't want the guy to keep on knocking balls in against you. You want to be sort of,
I was just about to say, you'd like him to miss occasionally.
You'd like him to miss. Yeah, you really want your opponent to crumble. I mean, that's what you're hoping as well. Every time they go to the table, you're watching the break. You're hoping that they go wrong with positional play, and the more they pot in, the more debilitating it is.
It's fabulous entertainment, isn't it, John? Because if it goes 14 apiece, I mean, it's anybody's now at 14-13, but if it goes 14 all.
Yeah, I mean, listen, when you come into the end of the matches like this, when you come into the business end,
A mad fight to the finish. Beautifully put by Steve Davis.
Yeah, that black that Kyron missed in the last frame, it's probably the first sign of weakness from either player in this session. The first pressure ball missed when he had to get, and that was a horrible little shot. The red that Anthony McGill missed into the middle, it wasn't really a pressure shot. Contact wasn't great. It's a little bit careless. Middle pocket's always there. Should not have been flirting with it. He's obviously conscious, the red and towards the right cushion. If he caught it too thick, he's conscious about cannoning that red and leaving the cue ball down there. And played the contact in the bunch a little bit thinner.
One.
Chance for Kyron Wilson to regain a bit of momentum. Play for the red, just to the left and below the black to the right corner. Just let that cue ball run 2 or 3 inches too far. He may have to play the red above the black now. Don't know if he can hold for the black to the same pocket playing this one. Little 2 or 3 little steps into the shot. That's his trademark. He is playing this red. He needs to get into the cue ball here. Yeah, it was just a tough angle. He's okay, he's still on the black, but really needed to nip the cue ball there at that angle. Virtually nothing to do with the cue ball here. I think just make sure you pot the black. You're guaranteed to be in a red to the same pocket, you would think.
Kyron Wilson, 7.
Another miss black. This time, of all things, with the rest.
Yeah, the very first shot that Kyron played from the blue to the red he travelled too far. And it's amazing how it just multiplies losing position and more shots. It's so hard to get back into perfect position. And what a chance for Anthony McGill to draw level in this match.
6.
You'd have to say he looks the stronger of the two at the moment. Looks the more composed.
Seven. Fourteen. 15.
Two shaky moments under pressure from Kyron Wilson.
Yeah, the black with the rest wasn't so much a pressure shot, but it was the one you'd expect him to get. The one in the previous frame certainly was down to the pressure. He missed it.
22.
A little bit unlucky there. Anthony McGill just a little bit too high in the cue ball. That causes more of an arc. Brilliant shot.
23.
Brilliant shot to keep the break going.
Once again chooses the right risk at the right time. And committed fully to it. Man, when he loses position, he seems to find it funny. Which I suppose is a refreshing way to look at it. I think it's a sign of someone who has got a good coping mechanism.
Yeah, it's also a sign of someone who's enjoying it out there.
31.
That's a good shot there. Okay, he's played it knowing he's definitely on the pink to left middle, but could have been a little bit more aggressive there. And blocking the black up hasn't helped his cause. And where does the pink go when he pots it? Great effort. Well, he's opened the black up with that shot. It was an aggressive shot. I thought he could have played more aggressively the shot before to open the reds and stay on the pink, but he sacrificed that to make sure he was on the pink and then played the aggressive shot later. Good stuff from Anthony McGill.
37.
Oh, struck that with authority.
38.
And he's playing with more and more authority here.
Yep. There's no doubt
45.
who has the momentum in this match at the moment. Just Just going to negotiate this tricky little red, and you'd think the frame's his.
46.
Doesn't look like under any pressure whatsoever. Anthony McGill looks totally relaxed out there.
$53. 54.
Well, 54 ahead with 67 remaining.
61.
What an effort this has been from Anthony McGill. And there'll be a lot of thinking for him to do in the mid-session interval.
$62.
Now Wilson
69.
requires a snooker. McGill is heading for 14 all.
70.
One thing Anthony McGill doesn't want is an interval, because he's flying at the moment. It's been a wonderful session. Okay, the first frame
75.
started off slowly, but 94,
76.
84, 87, and this break, it's been a tremendous standard.
And a tremendous response from Anthony McGill.
83.
When he went 14-11 down, you would have feared for him.
$84.
But the determination and unshakability that he has shown throughout these championships remains. He will do whatever it takes.
87. $88. $95. $97.
Finished last night with a century. He's going to finish this mini session with one.
100.
Yeah, he said he's been a top 16 player and won in a ranking event, but I don't know whether he's ever played any better than this, Anthony McGill. I certainly haven't seen it.
104.
Very impressive.
$109. $115.
Simply impeccable. A white-hot crucible afternoon. So far, though, it's been all about the chill of McGill. He has stayed cool, and he's levelled 14 frames apiece. The newest barista in town. Oh, what's in front of these two players now? A test, Stephen Hendry, of nerve, of ability, of technique, of how much you want it.
Frame 29. Anthony McGill to break.
This is going to be really interesting to see if Anthony McGill can just keep going where he left off pre-interval. When it gets to this stage, we're still not near, obviously, a decider, but the closer we get to that occasion, it's technique, flair, everything goes out the window. It's just about pure concentration and, well, I can't even say on daytime TV what it's all about, but I think people know.
Nerve. Well, McGill has picked up where he left off.
Yeah, lovely shot. Used the black to guide the cue ball up the table. And again, oh, how unlucky, how unlucky was that? Will that be a...
Kyle Wilson 5.
Will that be a turning point? Will that be a pivotal moment in this final session? Couldn't have hit them any better. And sometimes you can see reds that go towards the corner, but there was nothing on there. That was just pure bad run of the balls. Aaron Wilson's got to take advantage of that. Couldn't have played it any better. John Barrett said in the studio, it's only best of 5 now, and little rubs of the ball can make all the difference. But meanwhile, Karen Wilson's not played a good shot. I'm sure he thought he would cannon that red towards and beyond that to the right middle.
Well, the way this table looks, a mistake could well cost you the frame. No mistake here from Kyron.
That's definitely one of his biggest strengths. He's so good at those mid-distance pots. Straight cue action of his. Doesn't look to have the best angle on the blue. Because the cue ball's so close to the cushion, he can't do anything to get the cue ball down toward the reds. The natural angle looks to be taking him into the red that's near the left middle pocket. Two reds in the pink spot. Don't think they're a plant to the right corner. Yeah, the cue ball going towards that red, so all he could do was just drop the blue in, dead weight. Got a red to right corner, or one with a rest.
14.
To the left corner. Right, he needs a rest for both.
you'd normally say that
22.
a bit of bad luck would be seriously affecting Anthony McGill, but he just sits impassively and watches this.
23.
Not even looking at the table. That's all you can do. It's just sit there and just try and remain calm. Be ready if your opponent makes a mistake.
30.
And always, as Ronnie O'Sullivan said the other night, remain in the moment.
$31.
It's a nice table to make a frame-winning contribution.
$38. $39.
There's his target.
$46. $47.
Side door from Kyron.
$53.
But he seems in control.
$54.
Well, looks like been another frame this session. It's going to be one with a frame-winning contribution. We keep waiting for a frame with lots of nervous mistakes
61.
and missed pots, but there's only been one or two to talk about. It's been a very high standard of scoring when both players have got in.
62.
Players over 90% pot success, which is, I mean, what you would expect, I suppose.
67.
Two players that have got to the semi-final of the World Championship, you would think they were playing very well by the time they got there.
68.
Kyron Wilson is moving 2 frames away from the final.
74.
Tried to move those 2 reds, but
75.
he won't mind too much.
Well, I've had at least an 80 break in every frame this afternoon.
82.
Very impressive scoring from both players, considering the occasion.
Can he regroup again? Here's that bit of bad luck. Desperately unfortunate. Well,
Kyron Wilson, 82.
He got some help.
And the frame.
Got some good luck, but you still need to know what to do with it. Another pressure break, this time from Kyron Wilson.
and he leads by 15 frames to 14.
It is very much advantage Kyron, but who knows what is going to happen in this match.
No, absolutely. Time for superlatives for Kyron there. What a fantastic response. Very unlucky for Anthony McGill.
When you're going to go into the pack, you first of all have to try and check if there's a plant on. But unfortunately for Anthony McGill, sometimes you can't always predict how the balls react. So he pots the blue, but there was no way of really seeing how he could possibly knock a red into that corner pocket. Yeah, it happened all in an instant. But if you mapped it out, there's no way he could have known. So. Just happens every now and again. It is the risk you take. When you do go into the pack hard, you have to take the risk that something unusual like that doesn't happen, but it still comes as unlucky.
But as you said, John, fine margins.
Yeah, I mean, you don't know how the balls are going to break. I said it before they came back, and sometimes you're unlucky, and unfortunately for Anthony, it's the worst time that it
In the World Championship final.
Well, this time a useful break-off shot from Kyron Wilson. Do feel that McGill has to win this frame. Oh, he's taking everything on. It's another magnificent pot.
Well, this is one of the shots of the championship right here. 15-14 in the semi-final. He's played to cannon the blackout from a long red like that and played it to perfection. Phenomenal shot. This just shows how confident and how relaxed, how good Anthony McGill is feeling, even after what happened to him in the previous frame.
I'll check it again if you want.
And it was helpful for me, but I thought that was my time.
Want me to check it again?
And it's very honest, Anthony McGill. Said that it helps him for the pink to go where it is, but he just wanted the referee to still double check.
8.
As Scotsmen are honest, Dave.
13.
That's such a leading comment. I'm going nowhere with it.
The red at the bottom of the bunch, I'm not sure if that's potable to the right corner. Nice red to get on. Be able to open the reds up at the same time. And there, yeah, clearly goes. I think he's just let the cue ball run
14.
a couple of inches further than he wanted there. Looks like he can't screw the cue ball back without touching the black, which is okay because it would clear things. So I'm actually going to play the black here. So you see, finish nice and low in this red. Now, how will they play this? We've seen a shot earlier on. Karen Wilson didn't put enough side in it to take the cue ball up the table. Black is still pottable, I think. Pot this red, screw cue ball back off the cushion,
21.
right hand side to send it up the table towards blue or bulk colour. Where's the side? Bit of a check side for the black.
22.
I have to say, played it well. It might have gone up the table, but the fact that the pink and black are a little bit awkward. The black is, as I say, it's pottable. I don't know if he's cleared the pink spot with that shot. No, it doesn't look like the black will fit in the pink spot, so still underneath between the pink and the black cushion. Brendan's going to check. It doesn't look like it. Well, it does. That doesn't help Anthony.
Thank you. 29.
Got the pink, of course. Pressure's getting to me, Dave. Losing my mind here.
Pressure's getting to everyone.
30.
You're forgetting about balls. Steve Davis is making coffee. Everyone's on the edge of their seats at home.
$36.
I'd love to know what
37.
Karen Wilson was thinking in his chair when Anthony McGill played that opening long red and cannon the black into play. He must have thought the way he won the last frame with that bad luck for Anthony McGill
42.
that maybe his opponent feeling negative, but there's nothing negative about that shot.
$43.
First sign of negative emotion we've seen from Anthony McGill. I think he's feeling so confident that every time he gets to the table he expects to win in one visit. And I think that's the disappointment.
Well, he must put that behind him and put the white
Anthony
behind
McGill.
the green
43.
and be confident that he'll get another chance. Annoyed at himself though, failing with the positional shot.
Aaron's just looking to see if he drops onto that red that he was pointing out with his cue, that if he's going to leave the red to the right of it, to the right corner. This looks to be short. What a gift.
Foul and a miss. Anthony McGill 4.
I suppose the only glimmer of hope for Kyron is that it's a funny angle on the red. Taking the cue ball into the reds to the right of the one he's going to pot.
Well, he gets that chance straight away. Slightly awkward. But still impeccable.
1. Six. Seven.
Still yet to have full control of that cue ball. Now, though, looks perfect for him.
$30. $90.
This red.
20.
It's Kyron Wilson acquiring a snooker, but he wants to make sure at this visit.
$26. 27.
They keep trading blows here on this extraordinary afternoon.
34.
Just when it looks as if Wilson has
35.
dealt the telling blow, back comes McGill.
$41.
This red then equal the points scored.
42. $42 on the frame.
Oh, the misspin doesn't matter. It's unbearable. It's eminently watchable. It's a crucible thriller, and it's 15 all.
Well, if you've got the butterflies in your tummy watching at home, one can understand. Imagine what these two fellas are going through as well. One of the matches of the championship, and we're looking at one of the shots of the championship, aren't we, John?
I mean, what about this for a corking shot? I mean, he's facing this, he's 15-14 down, and not only does he knock it in, he flicks the red away and lands on the black or the pink. I mean, that's fantastic cueing, but how brave was he to take it on?
Yeah, especially what's at stake, Steve.
Oh, do you know what? I mean, we haven't got a horse in this race. You know, we're watching it and loving what we're seeing. Anthony McGill's friends and family must be just up there in Scotland to go, look, what is happening? We're on the brink of maybe then going down to the Crucible to support him in the final. And the same for Kyron Wilson. Both sets of fans and friends will be here normally, just sitting at home watching. How excited must they be?
But what a frame this is coming up, because you know if you win this one, you've got 2 bites at the cherry.
Yeah, and don't forget Alan McManus's prediction either. What if he's got the lottery numbers?
he can share those later. And all they'll want is a chance.
Wow, it's Anthony McGill laying up this. Wow, he's looking at the edge of the pack. Can he get through? I thought for a second he was looking at the red down to the left corner pocket. Stun that in for the black. It wouldn't have surprised me. Oh, too thick. Playing with the left-hand side, pushed the cue ball to the right, but it didn't come back in time to get the contact that he desired.
One.
Well, if he's not on the black, it's not a very good shot. Because it's quite a thin cut on the blue to left middle. The cue ball is going to be running a bit loose. Yellow, if it's dead straight, obviously nothing goes in the left corner pocket. So he's going to have to play some sort of cannon just to kill the pace of the cue ball, if nothing else, in potting this blue. But very easy to take your eye off the pot here when you're concentrating so much on getting the right cannon.
Thank you. Blue ball.
That's no good. That is no good.
6.
The bad shot was the first red, and he lost control of the cue ball. And I think cannon into the reds was a better shot than cannon into the pink there.
Oh, once you've played the shot and committed to it, there's an element of luck. But he could have played both of those shots significantly better. Wow.
Kyron Wilson, 6.
Well, Kyron Wilson will go back to his chair and will scarcely be able to believe they only scored 6 points from that opportunity. Wow. Wow.
1.
What a fright Anthony McGill must have got with a second cannon off the red to send the cue ball towards that black.
Hands up at home if you thought he was potting the black as well. It seemed a certainty, didn't it? By the merest of margins.
He definitely stopped breathing there for a couple of seconds. It's that little bit of passage of play Karen Wilson only making 6 from that opportunity and not potting the black from that red.
8.
A little bit of sign of destiny. Who the winner of this match is going to be.
Nine.
I keep waiting for the pressure to hit Anthony McGill, but it hasn't done. He still looks cool as a cucumber out there.
Does he believe that this is his time?
15.
He has played supremely well.
$16.
And he looks unshakable.
$23. $24. $31. $32.
He has to play here at the Crucible as if he was in the club, and it's the hardest thing to do.
$39. $40. $47. $48.
The best compliments I could give him is if this was Selby or a Sullivan or a John Higgins would be saying this is why these are one of the best players in the world, because they can produce this form at this stage in a match. It's exactly what Anthony McGill is doing. He's just found a gear
54.
and just doesn't look like missing. Maybe because it's empty, someone's
55.
forgot to tell him this is a semi-final of the World Championship. He actually seems to be playing, his pace is picked up in this session.
61.
Looks supremely confident. I tell you, if you keep playing like this, you take some
62.
stopping in this championship.
All he cares about is now. Every single moment. 62 ahead, with 67
68.
remaining. Red
69.
right into the middle of the pocket. Well, Kyron Wilson had a chance. An unbelievable chance.
76.
But it's Anthony McGill. He's going to take a 16-15 lead here. Who is going to move to within a frame of the final.
84.
Yeah, reminder, this is a
85.
world ranked 39 in the world we're watching here. Play this snooker. Was it Murphy was the last qualifier to win the World Championship? I don't get many stats right, but I think that's correct.
Yeah, the Crucible. Terry Griffiths.
91.
Sean Murphy.
92.
He'd be the 9th qualifier in the final. But he is not there yet. To produce this, though, at this
98.
moment. Oh, he's missed the double,
98.
but a break of 98 takes Anthony McGill a frame away from the final. Destiny is calling. He leads 16-15.
And look at that. Look from Anthony McGill there. Steely determination. What is fascinating, John, is I'm going to stress this once again. Anthony McGill is a qualifier. He played his opening match for the World Championship qualifiers against Jack Jones. He beat him 6-1 on the 26th of July.
This is a phenomenal performance, isn't it? So he's come through all those qualifiers. He's had a 10-9, a 13-12, a comeback with Mafflin 13-10. I mean, it's just absolute durability that he's showing and playing the best snooker. He's had 4 breaks over 80, including a century this afternoon. I mean, it's a phenomenal performance. But there was an important part in that frame, and we're gonna show it when Kyron was and he was in first.
Yeah, Kyron's potting the red, trying to come up, make sure he's the right side of the blue, but he gets a bit too close to the blue in some ways. He may have got a big bounce off the cushion, perhaps put a bit too much side on, but he let that cue ball run just enough that the blue then wasn't guaranteed for position on the red, so he has to trust a bit to luck here. So he pots the blue, obviously, gets into the pink. You think, oh, he's OK, but because the black's on it over the pocket, he only had 1 pocket to work with. If he'd have been better placed on the blue, but it was a tough shot, wasn't it, as well?
We're picking nits at them. It's one of those awkward situations, but the cue ball had to be screwed a bit more onto the blue because he had to be on the left-hand side there. If he leaves the cue ball on the right-hand side, he's got no pop because the black's over the pocket. So he had to make sure he was wider to drop the blue in, and he'd had like 3 or 4 reds lined up. So we're being very harsh. It's a massive situation.
Well, we're in a World Championship semi-final.
Well, we are, but it's just that one shot there, not being wider with the cue ball and getting on the blue perfect, cost them the break. Regardless
of whether you consider that a sort of small error or not, the standard, it's been as good a standard in any session we've seen at the World Championship, certainly this year, but it holds up against loads of other years. Both players, it would do wonders for their career to get to the final. Kyron Wilson's been knocking on the door for ages. Plenty of people thought that maybe Anthony McGill had started to get worse as a player. Perhaps, I don't know, but all of a sudden they're on the edge of getting through to the final. Everything at stake, and they're playing so well.
Well, that question I put to you at the start of our programme this afternoon, has Anthony McGill got the fight in him to haul himself back in this? We've got our answer. But I just want to put this to you, John. First time McGill has been in front since he went 10-9 up, and that was then. That kick-started something in Kyron. He won those 4 frames. Scenario here now.
He is, but he's got momentum. And the way he's hitting the ball and long potting and everything else, I mean, it's going to be a very big effort from Kyron Wilson here to win the last 2 frames in this match.
Here's your quiz question. Last qualifier to reach the final?
Is Graham Dott.
Is the right answer. 10 years ago. 10 points to Mr. John Parrott.
Kyron Wilson will feel now that he can't make a mistake with McGill in this form. with that prevailing opinion that the winner of Selby O'Sullivan is almost handed the trophy, I think anyone watching this afternoon session might start to think differently. The standard has been extraordinary. And just to add to the drama, it could be one of those frames.
Kyron looking to play a more aggressive shot. He'd bring the cue ball back to the cushion. This red will open up some of the other reds. The best cue ball, but doesn't look like he's left anything.
That's a better cue ball from Anthony. Annoyed with himself there, Anthony McGill.
This is dangerous. He's okay. Kyron Wilson's got to be so careful. His next mistake could be his last, the way McGill's been scoring. Wants to play a positive safety shot. He wants to bring the cue ball back to the black cushion, opening up some of the reds, but don't want to put one over a middle pocket. No, it's worked out very well, and an excellent cue ball.
And even when it matters this much, Kyron had the class to tap the table. What a sport this is, honestly.
Yeah, I can see nothing else for Kyron. Just a slow roll up into the reds. Just contain things.
He was looking for that excellent cue ball again. Didn't quite get it this time. Well, something's got to give. And he wanted that red to stop rolling.
Excellent cue ball. Just cancels out so many shots you can play. And the cue ball's tight in the cushion. I fancy McGill might be tempted to take this red onto the right middle. Leave the cue ball towards the right cushion. Possibly not leave anything should he miss it. Can I somehow try and get to the middle of the cue ball to bring it back to this cushion again?
A useful kiss on the black. Just for a moment you wondered where the red was going.
In these situations where you're sending reds up to the table and bringing the cue ball back, first chance the player gets normally a good one, because look at where the reds are. By the time the safety exchange is finished, the reds are normally all in the open. So although this might take a while to sort out, it might not take long for the frame to be over once someone gets in. Oh, surely that red's not available. Left middle, is it?
Problem becomes harder and harder to solve. And one mistake could cost you so much. It's no surprise that it's taking a while. Well, that was his solution.
Foul in this. Anthony McGill for.
Well, he tried to play as he did last night.
Right? Yeah, okay.
With a tip on the outside of the ball, but they've agreed on a re-rack here. They were getting nowhere. Just adds a little to the cocktail. I suppose it was always.
And black left.
Thank you, Steve. Thank you, John. Big moment in the World Championship this year.
And that re-rack lasted 41 minutes. That initial frame before they decided to go again. Steve Davis and Doug Mountjoy.
Must have been scintillating viewing, that frame. This frame might start exactly the same as the last frame. Here we go again. Virtually the same shot, virtually the same red beside the black.
Well, with so much at stake, I think we'll forgive anything. Very nearly fluked that.
Well, that wasn't an easy shot at all, but the way he's been playing, you expected him to get it. That was such a tough shot. Has he finally realised the situation? Got another chance, and this is a much easier shot in terms of cueing. Mid-distance stun for the black. This will tell us a lot, this shot.
One.
Tells us everything about where he is. He's trying to reach out and grab this opportunity. He's forced to take the pink because of the bridging position for the black. Now he's faced with this.
Thank you. 7.
Just didn't hit it.
Anthony McGill. 7.
Looks quizzical.
He always looked low. Let's see where it is when he first strikes the red. Yeah, from pretty early in the journey, it always looked on that first knuckle.
One.
So the chance then for Kyron Wilson.
6. Seven. Thank you. 14.
Decisions here. Could leave him an angle in the black here. Go into them,
50.
which I think he has done. He can play for one of the loose reds to the right of the table, but if he screws off the right hand side of the pink, you think he'd always have those two reds as a bit of insurance. Hmm. Couldn't generate enough speed. It's a problem when you play that shot with lots of screw, because the cue ball actually goes forward first and then back into the red, so you lose a bit of direct speed into the bunch. Cue ball's kind of coming in to the reds at an angle.
Kyron Wilson, 22.
So, first chance gone for Kyron Wilson.
Aggressive shot choice. The winning line's in sight. These pots, the difficulty is just being increased. All these shots.
It's almost a replica of the one he potted a couple of frames ago to set him on his way. Can he hold himself together and take this to a decider?
Six. Seven.
That was a good shot. Needs to keep tight control of that cue ball. Doesn't want to have to be playing any pressure shots. Everything to be straightforward here.
There was an aggressive play from Anthony McGill.
13.
Right now, he's paying the price.
He wants to play the red, the left one, the 2 in the open to left corner, then play for the pink. Getting the pink such a way so he can just open those 4 reds. Pave the way. So I'm making a frame win and break, you would think.
$18. 19.
So this is Anthony McGill's last hope, maybe. This frame, if this little split doesn't go right. That rad goes to right corner, which
25.
from the body language of Kyron, I think it does. Oh, you just got to judge. I thought this was going to be plain sailing, but you just got to judge the little cannon of the 2 reds to the right of the pink. Don't know if he plays just with plain ball, he avoids those reds. He's just looking to see. Nothing easy at this stage of the match.
Yeah, the difficulty level of every single shot is ratcheted up here. Even now, Kyron Wilson knows that one slip, and that could be it. In the end, he played it with power.
Played it pretty well. Just got to be careful. Has he overcut it? He's overcut it. Wow.
Kyron Wilson, 26.
Disbelief. Another twist. Head bowed. He goes back to his chair.
If the red nearest the corner pocket, right corner pocket wasn't there, I'm sure Anthony would play this red that he's played now in such a way to take possibly the 2 reds away from that right cushion. You know, breathe a little sigh of relief there because the already cannoned went close to the black, but it hasn't tied anything up. Decent chance this to win this match. Okay, another 2 reds near the right middle pocket. Not ideally placed. Definitely one of them anyway, the closest to the cushion, but that's a big target.
8.
The way they are to move. He gets a nice angle on pink or black. All about controlling your emotions, keeping that composure.
15.
It's the break
16.
of a lifetime. for the inscrutable Anthony McGill. Hours of pain and practice and disappointment and lessons learned
21.
lead to these moments.
He would have preferred to be playing pink or black into the right corner pocket to bring those reds out. He may try here. He has done. Whoa. He could play that another 20 times and probably
22.
not find that gap. And that's end of break. It's one of the reasons you very rarely see professionals try and take reds out with reds, because it's not an exact science. You can't believe it. Looks to be going to be a nervy end to this frame. We haven't had any frames
Anthony McGill.
this afternoon
22.
yet that have gone this deep into the frame where both players can win. They've all been one in one visit. The standard's been so high.
Thanks.
At least he knows he has insurance. This is it for Kyren Wilson. Crucial bout of safety coming up. Well, helpful kiss on the green for Kyren.
Excellent safety shot. Although I think the red nearest corner pocket is potable. The thing Kyren doesn't want to do is get so close to the pot, if he misses it, that the red stays over the pocket.
Well, when the white was heading towards that middle pocket, there would have been panic in Kyren Wilson's mind, but it's a very good cue ball. See the scoreboard there telling this remarkable tale to this point. McGill 1 away from the final.
I was just about to say, he may have to pop himself out of trouble here, because I can't see a safety shot. How's your luck? Pretty good. Pretty good.
Oh, it's a huge pot from Kyron Wilson.
1.
There was holding your nerve right there. Oh, the cue ball positioned like that. That was some effort.
Well, that kiss on the brown almost turned out
8.
incredibly for Kyron Wilson. The path the cue ball's taken is never going to finish on the red, but just this little flick on the brown just straightens the angle, and if it had less pace, it would have been perfect on the red.
Kyron Wilson, 8.
Just needs the red, Kyron Wilson. I believe McGill needing a snooker. Possibly take us to that decider. McGill, no problem really hitting the red. Might kind of get it safe.
Oh, where's that red travelling to? The worst possible place for Anthony McGill. He had his chance in this frame.
1.
But Kyron Wilson is taking us to a deciding frame for a place in the final.
Yeah, you could say
7.
Anthony McGill never had a stone wall chance to win this frame. He had 2 or 3 half chances,
9.
but it is a decider. The angle's predicted.
12.
Mystic McManus. He told us,
16.
and we should have listened.
$21. $27.
It is edge of the seat drama at the Crucible Theatre. They have gone head to head all match, all afternoon, and they will head now into a deciding frame. Nerveless clearance from Kyron Wilson, and it's 16 all.
What Friday afternoon entertainment we've had, John.
Credit to both boys. I mean, what an absolutely wonderful semi-final. The standard they produced, the pots under pressure. I mean, we're going to show you one from Kyron Wilson on the second last red. I mean, I'm looking at it, I'm thinking, well, you know, what are you going to do with this? You could kick it up the backside and knock it off the cushion, and he's taken the brave decision to knock it in. And then, of course, he takes the black and goes round, lays the snooker, and ultimately he wins the frame. But what a shot that was on the second last red.
Pressure shot.
Yeah, it was, yeah. And then playing the black, we were discussing whether it was the right shot to pot the black rather than... You could have put a ball safe with 20 points in front because he was no guarantee to get position on the red. And if he hadn't have got position on the red, then maybe the balls were all live. But as it turned out, he potted the black, he flicked the brown, as we remembered, and then all of a sudden played the snooker on Anthony McGill, got the mistake. But well played to both players for producing an astonishing standard of snooker. It has to be said, once again, in an empty room, it's tough to get their adrenaline pumping, but they're absolutely fired up. Congratulations to both of them. Good luck to both of them in the last frame. You just want it to be a fair fight.
And all you ever want in a final frame, and I say it numerous times, you just want one chance. That's all you want. You want a chance to come your way. If you blow it, that's fine, but let's have a chance in the final frame.
But as you say, John, for Kyren Wilson to be in that position, because he's been under the cosh in this session of snooker, to have the bravery to take that shot on, I suppose in many ways he's thinking, I'm here now, I've got to go for this.
Yeah, but knocking it in is another thing.
Yeah.
I mean, just, you know, standing back there and lining up for the shot is one thing, but to actually knock it in when it means so much was brilliant. And I have to say that if this goes, well, it's in the final frame, but if it goes to the pink and black that Alan McManus said, he is currently online setting up a business selling crystal balls.
It's worth us repeating in case we have some viewers who've just got in and just joining us. Alan McManus predicted pre-match it would come down to the pink and black in the final frame.
Well, I mean, the nerves jangle in the final frame. Not so many frames are played to that end. Usually, like frames are won in one visit, but in the for a place in the final, you can understand how it could happen.
And your first final.
Yeah, I know. It's been a fantastic match. I mean, and I think the key to it is they've both absolutely loved being out there playing in the last session of the semi-final. Not every player enjoys the thrill of it. They fed off each other. They've responded. One's punched the other, and the other guys just come back for more punishment. It doesn't always happen that two players play this great at the same time, and it's beautiful when it happens.
And they're out there now, and they've just gone. And they'll be looking at each other, and they'll be looking at themselves in the mirror, and they'll be saying, come on, just one chance. You just make what you can out of this. They'll be geeing themselves up for it, and that's all they'll be looking for, that one chance to try and get in that final.
You've got to get the balance right. You know, you don't want to over push it when it comes to that chance, but maybe you feel as if you're playing well. Maybe you can take a risk. Maybe you can play a sort of 60-40 against shot, but you don't want to be too much in your shell as well. So you just got to hope for a nice opportunity.
In the head-to-heads, John, Anthony McGill has 4 to Kyren Wilson's 1.
Doesn't mean a thing.
Doesn't need a thing. Well done, both players. This has been an absolute delight to witness. Sit back, relax, and enjoy it with Dave and Stephen.
It has come to this. A first place in a crucible final, down to one frame, down maybe to one mistake, one chance taken. It is the stuff of dreams and the stuff of nightmares. It does not get any better than this.
I suppose this is when you do miss the atmosphere of the packed crucible and occasions like this. The atmosphere would have been absolutely electric in there.
And Steve Davis mentioned earlier, of course, friends and family would normally be here, dreaming of being here maybe at the weekend, but having to sit and watch from behind the sofa. And our thoughts are with you all.
This looks a bit pacey. This looks a bit pacey. So first, half chance. Red to right corner, you can stun across, leave the pink to the same pocket. If he wants to play it that way, he could screw the cue ball back up past the blue towards the bulkhead if he wants to play with an element of safety. It's just how aggressive you want to be here. The stun over for the pink to the same pocket. You shouldn't really leave anything except the red that you're playing, should you miss it. Oh, beautiful shot.
One.
Just stroked it in, didn't overhit it. Beautiful pot. It's horrible when you're in Kyron Wilson's position. When you're a decider, every time your opponent pots the ball, you think, oh no, that's it. It's all over. You expect them to clear up all the time. Two reds just below the pink, both available. Saying that, the pink gets respotted. It's just one of them. Another red actually, and then that little group of four to the left of the main bunch goes.
I remember you sitting and watching in a decider in a final, thinking you weren't going to get another chance, and then it came. Can't imagine the emotions.
7.
The start of this frame, the break-off didn't block the black up, and that has now paved the way for Anthony McGill. This is a decent chance. It's just a little shake of the head there. Has he finished straight on this black? Yeah, he has. You'll be disappointed in that. You can see if he screws back directly, the cue ball's going near that red on the right. Little cushion right next to his hand. This was 2-3 frames ago. You'd expect him to win the frame at this visit.
60.
Love the shot. You could see him lining it up before he played it.
23.
Screw back, just chip one of the reds away to leave the other one. Only problem is you're slightly wrong angle on this red.
$24.
He's striking everything very crisply. And considering the pressure that's on here, it's admirable.
Judged to perfection. Still well
31.
short of the target. Take as long as you want.
$32.
The red directly above the black. obviously doesn't go because Anthony would have played a little cannon. Is he on anything? Wow. The body language would
39.
suggest otherwise. Well, that's unlucky. He's been absolutely cursed there. How can you not land in a red? That's unbelievable. He would have thought when he first struck that black, the black goes in where the cue ball was in, that's it, this is a match here.
That's the agony right there. Just another roll of that cue ball to the right, and he's on the red to left middle. He still can't believe it. He has the added problem of the red being over left middle. Little exhalation there.
The red that he's looking at now, I don't know whether he can play it that to right middle and leave the cue ball somewhere near the left corner pocket. Certainly wouldn't leave the red over the left middle pocket.
Anthony McGill, 39.
Well, the red he's just missed. It was a decent effort. If it went in, ironically, it wouldn't have been on the black, but I think this cuts to the right middle.
And the balls are invitingly placed.
One.
Wow. That's not how he intended it. Once again, that fabled ability with the rest comes into play.
Yeah, if you ever want to rely on it, there's no bigger moment. That's brilliant. That is a brilliant shot. You see the situation, that was the match. Probably lost if he doesn't pot this. Great courage, great bottle.
Five.
I'm just about to say, can he keep that cue ball on a tight leash, as it were? It's already... Nothing's easy at this stage. I want to keep it as straightforward as possible.
12.
Will he get another chance? Well, John Parrott said, all you want in these deciders is the knowledge that you had a chance. And they both had one.
Tall order, you would think, to win the match at this visit. I mean, tall order, even if all the reds win the Open with the pressure that's on, but certainly 2 awkward reds.
Yeah. 20.
Good idea. The cue ball cleaned. Any kicks or anything ruining your positional play, or even forcing you to miss the pot. All the thousands of clearances you've made in practice all come down to this situation. This is what it all builds up for.
27.
This is what you're trying to recreate in your mind when you're practicing. Moments like this.
28.
Normally this shot, most players would play off 2 cushions, the 2 reds to the same pocket, but with that red on the right hand side cushion, just makes it a little bit tricky. That's why he's just used 1 cushion, and that's what sometimes can happen. The white can just travel a wee bit further than you want.
35.
Believe it or not, these reds now are missable from under the cushion.
$36.
Cueing well though, and moving ever closer.
Now his thoughts will,
43.
just in the back of his mind, he'll be thinking about how am I going to get on these 2 awkward reds. And he's coming around to look at the bolt colours. And look at the green or brown, either of which you could use to cushion first and nudge that little red off the cushion. Thinking a few shots ahead at the moment, but concentrate on the shot you're playing. Well, he's chosen now
44.
as the time to do it, and he's perfect on the green, to be honest.
How many times have we seen this scenario played out? McGill can only watch as Wilson tries to do it at this visit. And he's judged it perfectly.
Yeah, is it going to come down to the red down the cushion
47.
with the rest? Another rest shot that he's so good with.
Oh, what a moment.
Kyron Wilson.
What a
47.
moment.
Wow. It just shows you that you miss anything. He can't believe it. He's in shock.
1.
Oh, fantastic shot. Well, if Anthony McGill wins this match from here, Karen Wilson's going to remember that red in the middle for a very, very long time. Played the cannon to perfection as well to move it from the cushion. Not nice on this red. Move straight on the pink.
7.
He obviously needs an angle in the next colour to get as close to the other red as possible. The last awkward red.
His nerve is holding up.
8.
That's not the position he was looking for on the blue. He made sure the pot there. Normally you flick a wee bit side on to make sure you go right side of the blue, but Anthony just made sure the pot. He's now lining up to see what the best safety shot he can play after this blue. So there's mileage in this decider yet.
Briefly there, they were 16 all, 47 all.
13.
Oh, and he's got a kiss on the pink.
Anthony McGill, 13.
Just my first thought was as Karen Wilson got the chance of a cross double, sending the cue ball up and down the table, but I don't think the angle is there. Is it there? No, safety shot. But it's not a good one. This is the kind of time, do you back yourself to get these pots? Or do you try and play a good safety shot and hope you get a better chance? Trouble is, you refuse this pot now, you miss it. You play a bad safety shot, I should say, and then lose the frame and you think, oh, I wish I'd gone for that red. You don't have any regrets after a decider.
Anthony McGill's seize the day moment. And he comes nowhere near seizing it. And where's the red going to end up? McGill needs some luck here.
I can tell you, when that red was running wild, he thought it was going to land over that left corner pocket. Good chance though for Karen Wilson now to play a really good shot. Try and get that cue ball in behind the black. Send the red up the table. Again, it's how brave do you want to be? Just choose to just put the red up somewhere behind the yellow. Leave the cue ball in the cushion.
Oh, he's searching out a place behind the yellow. Judged that perfectly, Karen Wilson.
think Anthony McGill's just got to play this dead weight. He can't afford to play at pace, miss the red and leave free balls on. And the only trouble is you play it slow and then you're banging trouble the next shot because it leaves your opponent an easy safety shot. So definitely advantage Wilson at the moment.
But he risks playing it at pace.
Foul. Kyron Wilson.
The cue ball is in.
Well, Anthony McGill has stayed down that end of the table.
No free ball. No free ball.
I presume that was the reason. Played a good shot here, Anthony McGill. He had to stun the cue ball off the cushion to square the angle up. That wasn't a natural angle to hit the red. No free ball given after the referee had a good look and Kyron just said, "You sure you don't want to change your mind?" One of those situations where the safety shot is not that difficult, but you daren't put your opponent in. He plays a good safety shot. Cushion first, right hand side. Try to send the red up behind the yellow again. Good shot.
Thank you.
It's gut-wrenching tension. I'm sure all of you at home are feeling it now. For a place in the match of their dreams, it has come down to this.
What Anthony McGill wouldn't give to hit this red full ball, send it up the table and leave the cue ball in bulk and relay a snooker. Needs a full ball contact on the red, whether it's cushion first or red first, because half ball I think would leave a pot on. That's why he's given it plenty of thought.
Needs a little bit of luck.
Foul. And a miss.
That enough.
Kyron Wilson 4.
Might have been, okay, he's going to be in trouble again, but I think if it doesn't go in off, it's a free ball probably. Decision to put the cue ball back. The only slight doubt about putting it back is your opponent's got the line now. Does he play a really good shot. And Anthony McGill get in behind that red and send the red up the table, as I said, leave the cue ball there.
I think the plan there was to just flick it, wasn't it? But he might change that plan. Needs some help from the yellow and doesn't get it.
Well, this may look like on the screen like, oh, he's just going to pop the red in the middle, but these middles, there's very little of the pocket sticking out from that angle. It wouldn't surprise me if he played the red to this corner pocket. What a shot. Nowhere near. I think I'd have had to go middle pocket there, I think, with that shot.
But he missed it by so much, he didn't leave it. Now it's McGill's turn to think of safety.
He's playing red onto the black. He obviously doesn't want to put the black in the right corner. That's the only danger here. Pretty close. Is there a gap between pink and blue? That black goes in the pocket, and then you see it was a free ball. A risky shot from Anthony McGill there.
Well, he knew he could safely play it there, and he's got it behind the yellow as well.
Ah, he's played that behind the yellow. That's a brilliant shot. I don't know whether he was just making sure the red was safe and putting the cue ball on the left side cushion.
Well, there are so many traps that he needs to avoid here.
Yeah, obviously doesn't want to come down and miss the red, pot the black. That red over the corner pocket.
Foul, and a miss.
You can understand
Karen
him
Wilson.
being a bit tentative with this shot.
Thanks.
Could get a few points here, Karen Wilson.
Thank you.
Can't afford to give up too many points. Close.
Foul, and a miss. Karen Wilson 4.
Third chance to assess the angles.
Foul, and a miss. Karen Wilson 4.
Just can't afford to overcompensate too much. Even if he hits the red on the right-hand side of the red as we look, he puts the black in. 7 points away. Better. Good shot. Oh,
Foul. And a miss. Karen Wilson, 4.
Well, I would could give away a few points, but I didn't expect this many. This looks pretty close to the black.
It does. It does.
Foul. And a miss. Karen Wilson, 4.
Karen Wilson didn't even look at the red to the left middle there. Maybe the yellow's covering the pocket.
Wow.
Foul.
It's the drama
Karen
to
Wilson,
end all drama. It's a nightmare for McGill.
Well, if Karen Wilson played the shot behind the yellow, what a shot it's turned out to be. This would be a sad way for such a brilliant match to end. If he went all the way to needing a snooker. Black's in this time.
Foul. And a miss. Karen Wilson, 7. Back.
Is that one more miss, he needs a snooker?
Yeah.
Horrible way this would be. Listen, I don't want to watch. This is horrible.
He's got one chance to get it right.
Go on, hit the red. Wow.
Foul.
What a way.
Karen Wilson, 4.
Okay, he's not lost yet, but that's just horrible, is all I can say.
He
Feels for
looks
Anthony McGill.
stunned, absolutely stunned. Those series of misses have just emptied him, I think. Just when you think you've seen it all. He's trying to play the same shot. Has he gone in off? He has!
Foul. Anthony McGill, 4.
Did I say just when you thought you'd seen it all? There is still hope for McGill.
That never happened. That never happened. This is unbelievable. I mean, can you imagine if there was a crowd, a full audience watching this? Is Anthony McGill destined to win this match after that? Not if he puts his red over the middle pocket.
Yeah, it needs the travel for him. The difference is 34. There are 35 points remaining. And in terms of that, the black is over the pocket.
Foul. And a miss.
Wow, this is just...
Anthony McGill, 4.
someone later on tonight, like if I hadn't seen this and was telling me what happened, I said, no, you just no way that's happened. I mean, 5 minutes ago, Karen Wilson must have been just over the moon thinking, I'm in the final. I've just got to be careful here, and I'm in the final. Now he's under pressure. And there you go. Those snooker gods, whoever they are. They're not down there. You can't believe it.
Oh, do you remember earlier in the championship when Wilson played trump, the frame that no one wanted to win? Well, this is a very different scenario.
If you're Karen Wilson, you lose this match now. How do you recover from this?
Nearly 20 minutes on this red. Oh, he got the contact. And he's got the luck as well.
I just can't believe what I'm watching here. Cannot believe what I'm watching. This is the most bizarre end to a World Championship match. Not even a semi-final, any match that I've ever seen.
Yeah, I've seen it, thank you.
Al McManus didn't predict this. I think you can see it, a very thin edge of the red, but does it send the cue ball in off in the green pocket? Wow, does Karen Wilson risk playing off the baulk cushion here to pot the red? That would be a way to win the match.
Well, he taps the table, and let's be clear, the way the balls are situated, well, you predict nothing, of course, given what's happened here, but it comes down to this red, surely.
It's not right over the pocket, so you think if he hits the red, it has to go in. But it's pretty close. This is match ball right here, with the black over the pocket.
Reaching out for a place in the final. Has he judged it? Has he judged it? It has stayed out.
That's why I said it was, because the red wasn't hanging over the pocket, it wasn't guaranteed to go in. But when you see it make contact, does it cut in? I mean, it looks on our screen like it does, but I'm sure Anthony would have been down playing it by now. He's looking at playing the same shot. This is just unbelievable. And we've still got Selby and O'Sullivan to come after this.
McGill's turn. His shot at glory. Has he judged it right? He hasn't.
Foul. And a miss. Karen Wilson 4.
Now Karen Wilson's got a better angle now. Or is the corner, the far corner pocket, the jaw in the way, the natural angle? I mean, if you've got to play this with a flick of right hand side, this is horrible. With this pressure, it's so easy to put too much on. As long as he brings the cue ball down this end of the table. little trace of right-hand side. Too much.
Foul. And a miss. Anthony McGill for.
There may be no fans here to witness it, but this is up there with the great matches here.
Looks good.
Oh, what a shot.
One.
I don't think I've ever seen a deciding frame. 94 points to 65.
Nearly 45 minutes, and still we don't have a winner.
Wow, it's a brave shot to play such deep screw. I mean, he brought the miscue into the equation there. I thought he would have played off, stun it off the cushion to go up. But lots of things can go wrong here. Can finish short, can snooker behind the pink.
10.
Can snooker behind the pink.
You couldn't make it up. Now he needs a bit of luck. And he's left
Anthony
it.
McGill, 10.
It's a difficult chance, but he's left it.
He only needs the green. Karen Wilson. To leave Anthony McGill needing a snooker. I know from experience that nothing is easy. So you better back yourself, trust your technique.
Mad. He just said, "You're not wrong, Karen."
Both these players have still got to play a final after this. Well, one of them, I should say, not both of them. Under the circumstances, a pretty good shot from Karen Wilson.
And a good one too from McGill.
Yeah, it's not about the cue ball. It's not about anything fancy now. Not about anything pretty. It's about getting that object ball safe. If you manage to get a good cue ball as well, that's a bonus.
It would be dramatic anywhere in a match. This is for a place, the World Championship final. That's what takes it off the scale dramatic.
Another good safety shot from Kyron Wilson.
Given where we are, given what's at stake, we're getting into list of greatest frames of all time territory. Unimaginable tension. It's a handy kiss on the black, which he's also knocked towards the cushion, which may not serve him well. All your years in this sport, 7 times champion of the world, have you ever seen a frame like this?
No, never. Never mind deciding frame semi-final of the World Championship. I've never seen anything like this. I did well to find the gap between pink and blue. Times like this is a big advantage for Kyron Wilson, only needing 1 ball to leave his opponent needing a snooker, especially with the Browns not in an ideal position. Needs cover with the blue. This is a pot, this is a chance.
Again, all he can do is watch and hope.
Slightly awkward cueing where the black is. And when you play these, you err on the side of missing them thin, hopefully, if you do miss it. At least you know the green's going to come over back to the middle of the table. You almost feel like the green has to be hanging over the pocket for someone to pot it at this stage. Kyron Wilson's missed 1 golden chance on the green.
Again, he needs cover.
Very good shot. Very good shot. No problem hitting the green, keeping it safe. That's the problem. Never easy, especially when the object ball's in the middle of the table. Excellent hit. Excellent hit. I'd be delighted with that outcome, Kyren Wilson. But the way the pink and blue are situated in the middle of the table is quite comfortable to play snookers. Not quite got him this time, but this is a horrible shot that Kyren Wilson's faced with. It really is. The way this frame's going, you kind of think if it comes down to a black, and then where the black is, someone misses the black because it's in the cushion and leaves it hanging over the pocket. It wouldn't surprise me if that happened.
Where's that green going?
It's going safe. A magnificent shot.
It's not the shot that Anthony McGill intended. Wasn't the contact he intended. He's interested here. Where's this green heading?
Please tell me he's not fluked it. Please tell me he's not fluked it.
3.
He has. And he can't believe it. And nor can poor Anthony McGill.
That's horrible. That is. That's horrific.
And he looks emotional at the fact of what he's just done. He said sorry to Anthony McGill, and he's going to have to go and just regroup here. These are remarkable scenes. And
he's got to pull himself together. We've seen what's going on in this frame. The frame isn't over yet. Okay.
Kyren Wilson.
Kiss the blue, and of course Anthony McGill will continue here. It's remarkable scenes of humanity really from Kyren Wilson. Remember his emotion after he lost the Masters final. She admitted, was honest enough to admit that he still hadn't recovered from that. And genuine emotion mixed with the genuine drama.
And the way the balls are. Okay, there's a chance here, but possibly to push the blue past the pink, but they're not in a great position to get snookers. Yeah, That's all he could do.
Anthony McGill 4.
I don't think he's even given Wilson the room to get the cue ball in behind the blue, around the back of the blue.
You don't want to be the hard luck story.
Yeah, you don't want to be the wrong end of the most incredible frame ever seen at the Crucible. McGill's just got to try and keep the blue safe until he gets an opportunity to possibly put the blue onto the black to bring the black off the cushion. Oh, what an effort this is. Not got the snooker, but that was a great effort. Karen Wilson's job is to keep as much distance between cue ball and blue ball as possible.
Approaching the hour for this unforgettable decider. The longest frame of the tournament. And he's decided to pot the blue.
5.
Doesn't quite, as Mystic McManus said, come down to pink and black. Not quite in that way, but it may yet do.
Anthony McGill 5.
Just for a moment you wondered where the cue ball was going.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me if there's another twist. Karen Wilson shouldn't even be flirting with the pockets in the cue ball. Virtually no chance of McGill getting a snooker here. Karen Wilson's just got to keep that cue ball away from any pockets. Wow, that's a great shot. That is a great shot. And Karen Wilson has to move the black away from the cushion. You just got to not overthink these shots. Then you can get too on the defensive. Pretty good. I was about to say I wouldn't be risking playing shots slow the whole length of the table.
Well, it's a valiant effort, but he's knocked the black back to the cushion. If you are just joining us, it is, as the saying goes, great drama from the BBC. And Karen Wilson tries to end it here. And that pink
6.
takes him into the final.
Karen Wilson.
And they even shake hands. So remarkable were the circumstances. It was the frame to end all frames. And it's Karen Wilson who goes through to the final. Just remarkable and unforgettable.
Well, Kyron Wilson and Anthony McGill, all we can say is thank you for entertaining us and the nation, because John Parrott and Steve Davis, just when you think you've seen everything in sport, that happens.
I have never, in 44 years of playing this wonderful game, ever seen a frame of snooker like that. It is unbelievable what happened. The two of us have been up and down like Jack in the Box through the whole thing. Yo, you can't play that when he went in off in the middle. I mean, there's so many talking points in it. I mean, I thought it was watching a basketball match. It was 90 plays 60 at one point, and the points is a record at the Crucible. What a final frame that was.
Incredible, Steve.
You couldn't have made it up. I mean, like, Kyron's a very lucky boy to get through that in the end. He played a great snooker to put Anthony McGill in lots of trouble with the misses. And you're thinking, oh, no, the game's not going to be lost in the misses. Then the ball over the middle parquet was just stupid, you know. But they had their chances, both of them. The fluke was massive. He overhit the shot. So he was risking leaving everything on, but incredible. And he was nearly crying.
Look at the reaction as well.
Yeah. He was nearly in tears, the fact he knew he'd more or less won it then. But then, even so, with just the pink and the black left, he nearly got the double kiss and went in off. That would have been criminal.
And Anthony McGill played one of the best shots of the championship to play the pink round the table and drop on the black, so he had to move it. I mean, it was an unbelievable frame. I'll never see one like that again.
Can I as well say to you at home, watching these two and their reaction throughout this tournament, they have been in their seats for most of it, but you are out of your seats. Out of your seats. Right, let's go live to the Crucible Theatre because Anthony is with Rob.
Anthony, I almost don't know where to start. It was one of the most incredible deciding frames we've ever seen at the Crucible in over 4 decades. How did you even begin to keep your emotions in check for so long?
No, just first of all, congratulations to Kyron. Played a great match. I just felt really unlucky because I was in first. I thought I played great today. I was in first in the decider and I split the reds like a dream and the white lands in them. And just if I can see a red, the match is done. But no, well done to Kyron. He played great.
I can see you're struggling to keep your emotions in check. You should be so proud of the way you fought your way back into that match. It was so close and you played such an amazing match, the most important couple of hours of your life, and you've done yourself a huge credit there, even though you haven't won.
Yeah, no, I feel as though I played really well today, and I don't even feel as though I've done anything wrong. I feel as if it's kind of been stolen from me, not by Kyron, but just by the snooker gods. I feel as though I just hit the black like an absolute dream to get a split, and even at the end when it's, you know, I got the chance at the end with the yellow, I'm saying to myself, just track the pink, because there's no way. I mean, it's one of those shots, try and land behind it, you'll never land behind it. I land behind it, and then that's just the way it goes, isn't it?
It's just been a remarkable run, and time again you've demonstrated incredible mental fortitude. A decider in the first round, decider in the second round, surviving the Maffling comeback in the quarters. You have fought so hard here, and presumably, you know, when the shock wears off, you will take some great positives from this run.
No, definitely. I think more so, obviously, with so much on the line today, and that's when I played probably the best I've played all tournament. And as I said, don't really think I've made a mistake to lose it. But it's just snooker. Congratulated Kyron. I really enjoyed the fight. You know, it was played in the right spirit. You know, just two guys just trying their best, and you know, it's just the format with match play, knockout tournament. There's got to be a loser. It was me.
Well, look, on behalf of people up and down the country, I know you were playing in front of an empty auditorium, but on behalf of millions of people who were utterly captivated by every minute, thank you so much for playing with such heart and such spirit, and we can't wait to see you next season. It was incredible.
Thank you.
Well said, Rob. And on the 26th of July, he beat Jack Jones 6-1 in the last 80.
No, he's done well there just to come and front up for the interview. I mean, he's, you know, very gracious in defeat as well, and he's 100% right. The split goes the right way, he wins. And the shot from the yellow to the pink that'll give him nightmares. He'll be in bed tonight, and that'll just be going around his head all the time, because that was basically the match.
Yeah. I was watching your reaction, Steve, as Anthony was answering those questions, and even you were shaking your head. I was shaking my head as well, because to do that, given what he's just been through, is just utterly incredible.
Yeah, I think he's just shell-shocked by the experience. The emotional roller coaster both players have been through in that last frame is enough to last a lifetime of emotions on a snooker table. So many shots could have gone, may have gone differently. He will have, I think, a few nightmares about the yellow to pink and snooker himself behind a pink, because it was unavoidable. You could have avoided it. And he can sort of talk himself into saying, well, yeah, he didn't think it was going to, but you could ask for trouble sometimes. But then so many other shots that Kyron asked for trouble, it's just in the end, somebody had to win it. He fell over the line.
So many things that you never expect to see at a World Championship happened in that frame, John.
When you put all those balls on a table 12 by 6, things can happen that are so bizarre, but nothing like I've ever seen.
Yeah, and I also said to you as well, I said the very fact that Anthony McGill had 4 wins to Kyron's 1, you said doesn't matter.
No, not in the slightest.
Absolutely.
Kyron, I can see the tears in your eyes. It was just utterly breathtaking. It was heart-wrenching. Anthony McGill has just spoken really graciously about the fact that it was just one of those things, and he said it was a delight to be a part of such an epic contest. How on earth did you keep yourself together in the closing stages of that? It's the most remarkable way anyone has ever qualified for a Crucible final.
I didn't keep myself together. That's what I'm most annoyed about. You know, I didn't feel like I was quite there today. I thought Anthony was absolutely phenomenal. You know, I put him straight under pressure to go 3 frames ahead with a 90, and he stuck it up me basically. He just, every frame, every shot, he was just perfect, and he was having little bad rubs, and it's a cruel game. And you know, I've dreamt of this moment. I didn't want to get there like this, but you know, every credit to Anthony for, you know, speaking like a man, and I'm sure he'll be back.
Listen, you both played with hearts of a lion. It was absolutely incredible. It doesn't matter how you got there, and you showed real character, because 14-11 and you're beginning to pull away, and we think, okay, Kyron, you know, the top seed, he is the favourite here. He's now beginning to put some margin between him and this great run by McGill. And then he comes back and you have to claw your way back to a decider. So you showed incredible heart, not just in that last frame.
Yeah, I just, you know, I'm in a really good place mentally. You know, I'm enjoying just being a part of this World Championships. Like I've already said, you know, everything going on in the world, this is a bonus being here. So that was genuinely how I viewed it. If I was going to go out, I was going to go out fighting. You know, I held myself together up until the very end of that decider. You know, it's just mad what can happen on the snooker table. For me, I felt like it was probably one of the best semi-finals ever, you know, at the Crucible. I felt like it was such a good standard. I'm just a bit annoyed that obviously it's ended that way, but yeah, you know, it's just this game for you.
Honestly, you really shouldn't feel annoyed with any element of that match or the final frame, and the whole reason you first picked up a snooker cue, the whole reason that Taylor is now working with you full-time, your brother, was so that you and your family can be represented in a World Championship final. And having missed out to John 2 years ago, you're in the biggest match our sport can possibly offer.
Yeah, I've dreamt of you saying that to me. You know, we're still a long way from what I want to achieve. I'm going to have to go some to obviously beat whoever I play in the final. But I'm a fighter, and I'll give it my all.
It's going to be an incredible final. You've got so many press waiting for further interviews. Many, many congratulations, Kyron. Good night's sleep, and we'll see you in the 2020 World Championship final. Well done, mate.
Got a few beers, I don't know about good night's sleep. Thank you.